Hey, so we're going on an adventure. I'm on my way now to go camping in the Adirondack Mountains, and the idea is to try and hike up Mount Marcy tomorrow. Now, Mount Marcy is the tallest mountain in New York State at an elevation of 5,344 feet at the summit. The actual hike is a 14.8 mile round trip, so 7.4 miles up to the summit, 7.4 miles back, and the elevation gain from the trailhead to the summit is 3,166 feet. Add to that, the weather forecast for tomorrow is questionable at this point. There are a couple different forecasts I've seen on different sites. One of them is saying that it'll be probably pretty good for the morning, and then rain starts coming in later in the day, which if that was to happen, that would be fine because I'm planning on getting up and going pretty early in the day and hopefully summit around noon, I want to say, and then back to camp hopefully by like 5 o'clock. So that would be fine. The other one is saying that there's an 18% chance of rain throughout the entirety of the hike and then more rain settling in later in the day. I might be meeting up with my buddy Pat up at camp tonight, and then he'd be joining me for the hike tomorrow. I say might because he's not totally sure, given the weather, if he's actually going to go or not, which I totally don't blame him. Like, it's questionable at this point. A little bit of rain doesn't necessarily deter me. Pat did bring up a good point, though, whereas, yeah, maybe we can handle a little bit of rain, but if it makes the rocks pretty slippery, that could create dangerous hiking conditions. And it's definitely nothing to mess around with too much. If it becomes dangerous, we're just going to bail and head back. So I don't really know what's going to happen at this point. I've got my fingers crossed, wishing for the best. Hopefully I come back with some good footage and everything goes smoothly. So yeah, here I go. I will see everyone out there at camp and wish me luck. All right, well, I'm out here at camp. I did hear back from my buddy Pat. Unfortunately, he won't be joining me. The weather forecast has changed a bit for Mount Marcy. It now looks like it's going to be raining pretty much all day long, which is what he pointed to in not joining me. I totally don't blame him. I don't even know if I'm going to be hiking it at this point, which is a bummer. This is like the third time I've tried to make plans for this mountain, and the weather won't cooperate. I cannot catch a break with this thing. But I'm going to have a good time regardless. I'm out here at camp. I'm about to make some stir-fried veggies, some fried rice. So we'll figure something out. We'll make the best of it. Also, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but there's like a cover band in the background that is playing like some classic rock covers. I've stayed at this place once before. It's actually right next to a barbecue joint. I think it's called Tale of the Pup, which I've heard is pretty good, so I might actually have to check that out if there's nothing else going on tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. So stay tuned. Wah! All right, well, this is home sweet home for the night. This campground's pretty crowded, and I have some pretty close neighbors, and nobody else was making really any noise whatsoever. So I was feeling a little weird about like just talking at full volume and narrating everything, especially when to anyone else, it probably just looks like I'm out here talking to myself. You know, probably shouldn't care, but I decided to keep the talking to a minimum. Yeah, it's a bummer about my buddy not coming out, and I mean the weather tomorrow is really more and more just starting to look like a total wash. So this whole Mount Marcy hike, it might be canceled at this point, which sucks. Fate will not allow it apparently. I don't know. This mountain does not want to be hiked. You know, I'm out here camping. I'm having a good time nonetheless. I was talking to my mom a little bit about it, and she suggested maybe hiking a smaller mountain. It's a little bit more doable. I think my buddy really has a good point about the rocks being slippery. And it also occurred to me that if I do get into trouble out there, the summit is 7.4 miles from the trailhead. So if for any reason needed to bail and get out of there, it might not be very easy to get back to my car too quickly. So, you know, unless things turn around, I think it's probably off at this point, unfortunately. So, you know, maybe I'll go hike a smaller mountain. Maybe I'll find something else to do. Maybe I'll just drive back. I don't really know yet. It's all up in the air at this point. But right now it's about 8 o'clock at night. I really don't have much else to do except I'm just going to hang out for a little bit. I might go to bed around 9:30 or so. So that gives me about an hour and a half. I'll probably review some of the footage that I've got so far. If it gets dark out early enough and the stars are pretty good, it still looks like a clear sky, I might try doing some astrophotography. I think that would be cool. That's something I want to get into. But yeah, I'll pretty much just hang out for now, take it easy, enjoy camping, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning. Well, plans on this trip are nothing if not subject to change, apparently. The sky is not looking too bad right now. I checked the forecast, and it does look like rain is still going to set in later in the day. Hopefully I get a decent amount of time to climb and am able to summit it and everything. But regardless, I'm on my way now to the Mount Marcy trailhead. So, I mean, worst case scenario, if it starts getting dicey, I will just call it quits early. But at this point, I'm still gonna give it a go. So it's just after 7 now, and I do hear that this parking lot fills up pretty quickly. So I haven't even brushed my teeth, gotten breakfast, any of that. I just woke up basically and am now driving to the parking lot. I will do all of that at the parking lot after I get a spot to park. So let's see. Hopefully there's a free spot for me, and we'll go from there. Seems to be the trail. I'd really like to see a trail marker. All right, now I have to go up this gnarly looking thing. This will be fun.